Hi there, I'm Natasha. I'm a senior practitioner at the Pulse Clinic at Percy Street branch, and I've been working here for 5 years. Tattoo removal can be a little bit painful, I'm not going to lie. It depends on your pain threshold. Some people don't find it painful. If you do find it painful, you can use an anesthetic cream called Emila 5%. You would apply it 2 hours before the treatment, put cling film over it, and when you come in I'd wipe it off, and that really does take the edge away. So straight after the treatment we're going to put plaster on it, so we're going to put some sort of ointments just to kind of help the skin stay moisturized throughout the first couple of days after treatment. After 2 days you can then remove that, and then you can start putting Vaseline on it for every day for a week. And then after a week of doing that you can move over to something like rose hip oil or bio oil, and you want to just apply that every day, twice a day, for the 8 weeks until your next appointment. The more you massage the area, the better results you're going to get, so the ink will sort of reabsorb back into your bloodstream quicker. Also your skin will heal much nicer, so once the tattoo is gone you're going to have nicer skin. Also, something to really watch out for is the 2 days after the treatment. You need to avoid exercise, sauna, hot showers, anything that could sort of raise your body temperature. You need to really watch out for, especially the 2 days after the treatment. After those 2 days you can go back to normal. Most colours can be removed. The only colours that can't be removed are white inks. So with white ink something can happen called oxidization. So some of the metals or some of the chemicals in the white ink can react with the laser, and then it turns it like a dark grey. Once that happens it can be very difficult to remove. Some whites don't get this and they just never fade. Some yellows don't go, most yellows don't go, there's not enough pigment in it for the laser to pick up. Same with oranges, like pinks, anything quite light can sort of be very difficult to remove. Black inks are usually the easiest to remove. Once again, same thing with black ink. There's so many different kinds of pigments used in black, about 7,000 different pigments used in black, and they all respond quite differently. So some blacks remove very quickly after just a couple of sessions, and then some black inks can be very, very stubborn to remove. It can require up to 12 sessions, sometimes more, especially if it's very sort of heavily inked tattoos. Blues and greens, they tend to be quite easy to remove, especially on the PicoSure. So if you've got blue or green ink, definitely recommend the PicoSure for that. Purples, pinks, once again, they can be a little bit more tricky, but sometimes we can remove them fully. One thing to bear in mind is red inks, blues, greens on dark skin colors can be very, very difficult to remove, and sometimes we're not able to remove them. So if you are darker skin color and you've got a lot of colors in your tattoo, there's a chance that they can't be removed. For like a light sort of ink tattoo, you're looking at about 3 to 4 sessions. So for like shading or very sort of old tattoos. Then if you've got like a sort of heavier ink tattoo, like outlines or like quite heavy colored in tattoo, you're looking at something between 6 to 12 sessions. 12 sessions is more for the very, very dark inked tattoos. Also, if you're darker skin, we might go a little bit slower on the setting, so that might add to the amount of treatments you need. The main thing is we want your skin to be nice once the tattoo is gone. We don't want to get rid of the tattoo super quick and then you've got scarring underneath. So we would rather take our time with the darker skin colors to ensure that your skin is nice underneath. Also, I always tell my clients, you need to have patience when you're doing laser tattoo removal. It's not something that's going to go really fast. Sometimes it can take between 1 to 2 years to remove a tattoo, especially if it's a darker tattoo. So although we've got the best technology on the market, it can still take its time. There's always a risk of scarring, hyperpigmentation and hypopigmentation with laser. With the lasers that we use, which is the picosecond lasers, this reduces that risk quite a lot. Also, all the practitioners at Pulse Clinic are very experienced, and I would personally say that's the most important thing in sort of reducing that risk is experience behind the laser, so who's using it. So we see a lot of clients with all different skin colors. As I've been doing this for about 5 years, I've seen a lot of people, so I've got a really good understanding of skin and what settings, what laser is best to use. Tattoo removal is suitable for all skin types. We've got 2 lasers at Pulse Light Clinic. One is called the PicoWay, which is we can use that on any skin colour from skin type 1 to 6. It's very, very safe, and it's the best laser for black ink. It's also really good for red ink. However, it's not so good on green and blue inks. So for that, we would use the PicoSure, which uses, again, the picosecond technology. They're both the newest lasers on the market. So the PicoSure is really good for blue inks, green inks. It's also good for black ink, but we don't really use it on the darker skin tone. So if you have a darker skin tone, then definitely PicoWay is the best for you.